I hope this looks as awesome as it feels. Enter the beach dragon squat. Yeah, boy. I'm just doing these things everywhere now. Phew. In this video, I will share with you how I unlocked the dragon squat without doing any actual direct work on it. A year ago, I made this video where I shared all of the progressions I'd been working on for 5 or 6 years to try and unlock my dragon squat. A year ago, I was just on the cusp of unlocking it. Anyway, I put it on the shelf, didn't do anything towards it at all, except for what I'm about to share with you in this video. And then I just retested it almost 1 year later, and well, let's take a look. It's a bit surprising, even to me, to be able to unlock the dragon squat, even though it's like probably not the best looking dragon squat in the world. And I thought, how is this possible without doing all of the direct drills that I was doing for so long on the dragon squat? And well, the answer was pretty obvious once I really sat down and thought about it. So for the past year, I've been in here teaching yoga at the studio, and my regular movement practice has taken a little bit of a back seat, including all of the work I was doing towards the dragon squat. So I've just been doing a lot of yoga, probably 3 or 4 times a week. I teach 2 regular like power classes, and then I'll jump in and do a couple of classes myself, as well as some hand balancing and other work. And then I retest my dragon squat, and lo and behold, all of a sudden I can do it. So let's take a look at some of the yoga stuff that I've been doing. So yoga, as you probably know, has a lot of this position, our downward facing dog. We're here quite a lot. And what that tends to do is it tends to improve the dorsiflexion, that angle between our shin and the top of the foot. And just through mass repetition, by doing it so much, a few sessions per week, you naturally just get much better dorsiflexion in the ankles. In addition to our downward facing dog, what we also get in yoga is a lot of single leg balance work. So we might find ourselves in these standing split type configurations, moving up into like a warrior 3 shape, balancing here for time, and then even coming up into our stork poses, maybe creating some of these shapes, out wide, back into close, compression of the leg without holding it with my hand. And we're basically on one leg for quite some time. So all of those stabilizing muscles in the ankles, the knees, the hips, they all start to develop terrific stability, which really starts to help us just in terms of general mobility for our crossover or translation for our dragon squat. The thing is, in the yoga community, I mean, when I showed my girlfriend, who's been doing yoga for 6-7 years, Miranda, how to do a dragon squat, I couldn't quite do one. And she's like, what's that you're working on? And I showed it to her, and she could just do it straight away, like it was nothing. And then she could even get right down and touch her shoulder on the ground. And it kind of annoyed the crap out of me, to be honest. So in the yoga community, dragon squats aren't very impressive, because most of the people that have been doing it for quite a while can just pick it up really quickly. They just got to learn the pattern. They've already got the mobility and the single leg strength and the balance to do it. So what I'm trying to say is, oh, the surf is absolutely pumping out there. You can see that. Kind of glad I'm making this video today about legs, because I've got a little bit of a sore shoulder, so otherwise I'd be out there surfing. But what I'm trying to say is that you can never have too much just general mobility, flexibility, as well as being strong, or balance, stability in the legs. So just having a regular yoga practice is really, it's really helped me Now I was going to come down here and try and get a few dragon squats in, but look how high the tide is. There's no bloody beach. It's all rock. Maybe we'll head up here, try and get a couple of dragon squats up there. Stuff like this, like I'm walking along barefoot on these uneven rocks. You can see my legs have to work really hard just to keep me in balance. So just these little things every day add up to being able to do things like dragon squats. It's important that we just have general movement in our lives aside from the really, you know, specific skill work as well. I hope this looks as awesome as it feels. Enter the beach dragon squat. Yeah, boy. I'm just doing these things everywhere now. So one thing I'm still having to do in terms of my level is I'm having to really still lean forward quite a lot. I get the knee around the corner. I get the torso forward, and I use the armpit on top of the knee just to rest. And I can kind of create a little bit of leverage. I can kind of rest on it a little bit, but the next level up from that is to not have any contact with the armpit on the knee and just to be able to float over to the side. Let's see what happens if I don't use the arm on the knee. Oh, it's just so much harder for me. So at the moment I'm kind of like, I guess you'd call it cheating. I'm kind of like cheating a little bit of friction between my armpit and the knee just allows me to sort of hang in that bottom position for a little longer and to get back to the top. Can't believe how beautiful it is here sometimes. Beautiful waves just out here. Just seen this rock here. I'm going to try and do a real scenic one on that rock. Let's see how I go. Oh. Truth is, aside from like being pretty scared of falling into the barnacles, that was easier than on the flat ground because of the space underneath my leg. That was fun. Just spotted another ledge up here, little cliff. I reckon we could do a dragon squat right here. As we walk down to this ledge, I guess I got a confession to make that it wasn't really my choice to start yoga. I added it in because my girlfriend is a yogi and an opportunity came up to take over the studio that we now own, which would require me to also teach some yoga. So I guess I always kind of underestimated yoga. I was like, yeah, it's okay. But now that I've been doing it for a year consistently, I've noticed some nice changes in my body. Like everything definitely is just a lot more supple, and it's had great carryover for my other skills. Anyway, let's check out this ledge, hey? Okay, I'm putting you down there. Don't fall in. Careful walking around in these rock pools here in Australia because it has happened to me. I stood on a stonefish and ended up in hospital. The worst pain of my life. Oh my gosh, venom just traveling up your leg. Felt like I was gonna die. So now I'm like slightly paranoid about the ground. But hey, I lived. It's kind of crazy that just a few years ago, a skill like the dragon squat just felt completely impossible. And I was thinking I'll just never be able to do anything like this. I'm just not a bendy guy. But here I am getting dragon squats. So You know what? I've had such a great time making this video, checking in with you guys. It brings me so much joy to be here with you. So, you know, you can help me out with this channel by subscribing, thumbs up, liking, and drop me a comment. And I'll see you in the next video.